Welcome to Music Gear Talk. Discover the music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Inner Talk Radio, the leader in music business talk, and we also want to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR for their awesome music rental. We are excited to talk to CEO and founder today, Michael Bernstein with PBG, which is Premier Builders Guild. And how are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Rodney.
Really excited to have you on the show. I'm a super fan of your products and really looking forward to digging into some of the things that you have coming up. So, tell us a little bit about how you started in this business. Where did you begin your journey with being a part of all these great products?
Well, it started back in 2009. I was not in the music industry, and I was merely an enthusiast who started purchasing boutique instruments, primarily guitars and a few amps, for my own personal use. And I'm an entrepreneur by nature, and so I started to examine, is there a business opportunity here? I mean, I was amazed by the quality and the breadth of the products that are being made by many of the luthiers and amp designers that are out there, but yet astounded how few people really knew about these products. I mean, other than a core group of real enthusiasts, people just outside of that core group, I don't think were aware of the options that were available. And so I kind of felt compelled to come up with a business plan to help expose, I think, a broader audience to some brands and builders and personalities that I thought were worthy of broader distribution. Nice.
And when that happened, were the three main companies, Tone King, FANO guitars, and Two Rock amps, were those the three main products that you were looking to help get out there more in the world, or did you have other companies too that you were working for when you first started this?
Yeah, it started more broadly. I looked at other industries that had attempted to and successfully brought new brands to a market that was fairly mature but yet pretty fragmented. Mm-hmm. And so we weren't sure exactly what brands were going to work, but spent a lot of time either acquiring or building more like a manufacturing license arrangement with a number of builders, mostly on the guitar side first. Mm-hmm. So my first acquisition was Gene Baker's company, B3 Guitars, and we wanted to establish central manufacturing around Gene's expertise. Shortly thereafter, we were able to partner with FANO Guitars and buy the FANO guitar brand. And then I licensed another half dozen or so builders brands. And then we added Tone King shortly thereafter. Two Rock came in November of 2010.
Nice.
But the initial idea was to put together a portfolio of brands and products, and through hopefully professional sales and marketing organization and good customer service, open it up to the traditional dealer network as an alternative to the major brands that virtually everybody carries and competes with one another.
Right.
And from that, we saw that FANO, Two Rock, and Tone King really emerged, and the market spoke. I think that's not to say that the other brands we worked with weren't terrific brands, but in order to break through to the next level, sometimes the market decides what's ready and, what's worthy of that, in spite of, what we would like to see. And so that's where we ended up with the 3 core brands we have today, and we're putting our efforts behind those.
Nice. And were the products already kind of making their own buzz, and then you added to them by wanting to be more a part of your whole concept of getting the word out there, or did you actually make a lot of these happen? Because like FANO Guitars having people like Morrissey and Third Eye Blind and Goo Goo Dolls, I mean, like these are like huge artists that they happen to like those products. I mean, Johnny Marr, like, you know, pretty cool name to have selling your product or being, you know.
Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
We have Kings of Leon. And,
XTC.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Death Cab.
Yeah.
Bangles.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. I would say it was different for each. We didn't create, I'm not a designer. That's not what I do. I think that I was looking to find creative people that had great ideas and brought something original to the table. Some of those brands like FANO, as you mentioned, or 2Rock or Tone King had already had a pretty well-established following, and what they were probably suffering from more than anything was just how to take it to the next level. How do you build the distribution? How do you, handle manufacturing? When we bought FANO guitars, there were, only about 15 were being built per year, with a backlog of then several years.
Right.
So we were able to, believe that indicated there was a large market for it. I would say that some of the other builders that we worked with, they had sterling reputations within the gear community.
Sure.
And we felt that some of those, it's worth seeing, can they broaden that audience? So it was all different. What we have done since owning the companies is then expand the product mixes, add new product lines, and take it in a new direction based on how we're seeing either the market evolve or what the respective designers feel they want to bring to the table.
Nice. One of the things that I want to say they all kind of tie in for, maybe it's just me, but they all kind of have this retro vibe to them, which I'm one of those, shiny, and I run over there and look at it kind of people, and it just attracted me when I see something that looks retro, because I'm one of those people that just like the whole retro vibe, the retro look, but then the way they play and the way they feel and the way they sound, that's just a whole nother aspect that just kind of blew me away. So, I mean, did that aspect just happen, or is this actually a game plan on your end at some point that actually made sense?
Well, it wasn't a game plan. I can assure you of that. I think the main criteria in deciding which brands we wanted to promote and be affiliated with was that everybody had to bring a unique voice to the table. Mm-hmm. None of the brands that we currently own and are promoting, nor any of the brands that we used to work with, were what I would simply say copies, or there are lots of great companies out there in the boutique space that are making the best Fender XYZ or the best Les Paul or the best Strat.
Right. Yeah. No, you're on your own category. I mean, just the look of them, the feel of them, even the weight of them, to be honest with you. A few of them I was like, oh, okay, this is a real guitar. You pick up these little light things. And, I mean, I was very impressed with just the feel of them and how there's an aspect that a lot of people will never understand until they pick up an instrument and they connect with it. And I think that connection happened for me, and that's why I was so excited to have you on the show, just because there's just certain things you'll never be able to describe. A lot of people, we can talk about tone and sound and what tuning keys use or what would, but it's just the way it felt really made a difference for me. And I was looking forward to having you on just to discuss some of the aspects of how just the guitar part started. Was that the first addition to your company and how you built this?
Yeah, I started as a guitar enthusiast, and that's where I was focused. But you made a point that I think it is the essence of all the brands, which is that there is that something extra that when you don't have to be a great musician. It has nothing to do with skills, although if you have skills, it's better. But when you can pick up an instrument and you just feel like, yes, this is it, right? It breaks down that barrier between creativity and what comes out of you. You're not fighting your instrument. You're not you don't feel like you're putting it through a filter.
Correct.
And I think all three of our brands in their respective areas and products, that's really what we're going for. Is these are beautifully built, beautifully designed, but they're meant to be played. They are tools for creativity and really are intended to be like, an old jean jacket that you're going to put on and just want to be playing it all the time. So
you just nailed my description of the one that I picked up when I did. I thought it's just like it felt right. And I was taking pictures, and I didn't remember what model it was. Do you guys take and make a brand new guitar look old, or is that something that those guitars actually were beat on? Because a couple of them you had, they were actually beat up, and I was like, dude, this is like my guitar. This is I just belong with this guitar kind of thing. And it even had certain pickups that had certain sounds I like. So, yeah. We're going to go to a break real quick here, Michael, and we're going to be back in just a few minutes, all right?
Great.
Excellent. So, yeah, this is Rodney Elliott with EnterTalk Radio, the leader in music business. Wanted to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR Rentals, and we'll talk to you in a few.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. Vin Village connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Hey everyone, this is Rodney Elliott on Enter Talk Radio, the leader in music business talk. We're just on to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR. We're excited again to have the CEO and founder, Michael Bernstein of... Now, I guess we're just going to go right back into the FANO guitars for a few minutes. The last question I asked Michael was about, do you actually make some of the guitars used looking and worn in, or was that just a random thing when I picked up a few of those guitars?
The signature of the FANO guitar brand is we want them to be distressed so that, one, it enhances the playability of the guitars. They're all nitro lacquer finished. So the idea, it's not just a visual, although the visual helps, but it really does give the guitar a broken-in, warm, resonant feel that's very difficult to get from a shiny new guitar, especially today when they're urethane finish.
Yeah, there's something special about a distressed look. Like, it's very similar, like you were saying, getting that jean jacket that just fits right and it's broken in already, and you're like, oh, this is me. That's just, there's something about it. I was like, look at these guitars. Like, people have been playing the hell out of them or something. Like, look at this, is great. And you just, again, you connect with it. And it maybe that vibe or that style worked for my personal preference, but it caught my eye and caught my ear. And so I was very excited to just pick it up. And I'm forgetting the guy that I actually spoke to, but he was super gracious to let me try a bunch of them when I gave him the card about the show. I was like, I got to have you guys on. He's like, right on. It's great anytime. So you connect with something, you like something, you got to let them know, you know? So yeah, do you have a few favorites of yourself? Of course, you know, being an enthusiast, do you have a couple of them that you just, you know, super excited about? You love the way they played or looked or sounded?
You know, ironically, it's like the shoemaker's children, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult for me to personally hold on to any of the products we make because friends come over, people come over and play it, and then they know that I make them and sell them. They want to buy it.
Right.
So we've, you know, I love our JM6, which is, you know, a bit of a take on a Jazzmaster
Sure.
with some modern enhancements. That fits my vibe. And then we have a model called the GF6, which is a semi-hollow body, more based off a Starcastery type of look. And I just love that. And again, I think the cool thing about the FANO guitars is traditionally all the ones we've sold are basically made to order, so they're custom.
Nice.
So if you don't want as heavy of a distress finish, you can order what we call light distress. Or if you want a super heavy and you want it to look like Neil Young's Old Black, you can get a heavy distress. So we have that ability to really adapt it to whatever the customer wants, which is terrific.
Well, even though you have a couple of hollow body styles, what ended up going into that route? Was that just something you thought was a wanted entity, or was there an actual person out there that was endorsed with you that asked to have one made, or how did you go down that road?
Dennis FANO, who designed these guitars, that was his inspiration, and he felt that's what was speaking to him at the time. So it wasn't a marketing or we need a hollow body. It's really coming from the inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we have quite a few artists now that are playing that. We have Rival Sons playing that guitar, and you know, we've delivered, I think, one to Gary Clark. So yeah, it's been we have about 8 or 9 models, and truthfully, they're all of them have a unique take on something that's familiar, but yet it's very new and different.
Right, which is very similar to a hit song. It kind of works the same way. I remember going to school for that.
Melody.
That analogy is actually in many aspects of the entertainment that people don't realize. Another guitar I really liked was the TC6. Had a very retro look to it with the pickguard with the circular area that the pick went in, but almost all the guitars, or do all of them, I didn't notice, have the same similar kind of rounded cutoff with the logo on the top of the neck too. Is that a signature series that just kind of came again from the inspiration for him?
The design is of the two-tiered headstock. That's our signature, and something that we're starting to see is getting out there in the market, so you're doing a good job when others are trying to adopt it. Of course. And the TC6 is one of our better-selling models. I mean, it's a Telecaster style, but you also have some Silvertone elements to it. Mm-hmm. And we're actually going to be introducing that a little later this year and I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk about the different lines, but we have a new series called Standards, which are not custom, but they come pre-configured, which allows us to run them in a higher quantity and offer a slightly different price.
And those would be the JM6 and the SP6?
Exactly. And then the TC6 will be coming probably in September.
Okay. And having the similar look again to the kind of Jaguar, but then the other one the SP6 has a similar but different Les Paul body, but it looks more like a Les Paul Jr.-esque, but again with more of a retro, and the pickguard, and even having like single coils and the soap boxes. It's just a totally different look and feel, so that you're not getting the genericness that maybe a lot of people do like. But as you're seeing, like the 1976, and a lot of bands, they're doing this retro thing, but they're new, so they sound new and old, like the same idea as the guitar, right? It all makes sense now as you said that.
And on the SP6, we often do that with like a half telly bridge and telly controls. So it gives you a combination. But even more than the aesthetic, some of the modern enhancements that make the guitars even better than the vintage, or for the brands out there that are simply copying vintage styles, is we use a compound radius neck. So you get kind of that vintage, could be a 9.5 radius starting. So you get the combination of the vintage playability and the rhythm section. Then when you get higher up on the neck, you get a little flatter fretboard, so it's easier for soloing. And so you get, plus we obviously are using mostly modern components, so tuners and also pickups, etc. So it gives you the vintage feel in a lot of the best aspects of vintage, but it has a lot of modern updates and playability features to it.
Well, I'm definitely, again, not to keep saying over and over, but I'm definitely an uber fan of and really like the product a lot. And it's one of those things that you just kind of, when you like something, it sings and it goes right after your heart. Let's move on to asking some of the questions about the Tone King amps. Again, some of the artists that you have, it goes right into saying, hey, vintage look, but modern sounds and modern products that are coming out that have that whole vintage aspect. I mean, where did Tone King come into play? Was that the next version, or was that just something that kind of fell in after you started with the guitars?
Simultaneous to starting with the guitars, I knew I wanted to have at least one amplifier company as part of the portfolio, and Tone King was, the one at the top of the list. Mark Bartel, who founded Tone King and continues to, lead the design charge for us on the amplifier side, is just brilliant. I mean, he's really has a tremendous ear. He likes to say that he designs so that the amps actually sound like what he hears on the radio. There are a lot of people out there making clones of vintage style amps, and they get a circuit from a 65 reverb or whatever it might be.
Right.
And a lot of those amps can sound what you thought you were hearing on the radio, right? It sounded different. And Mark actually finds a way to design what you expect to be hearing. We like to refer to Mark's designs as instant classic because he's not super prolific. Mark really, when he designs a new product, there's a lot that goes into it. It's well over a year of design and tweaking, and when he comes out, though, it's fully baked. It's terrific.
Well, having bands like Buck Cherry that Keith Nelson uses them, or having Richard On of R, I mean, those are bands that have classic tones and sounds, and to actually have that being translated on radio and saying, oh, you know, this amp actually sounds like that. They didn't have to go in and completely tweak it in the studio to where it doesn't even really sound like the amp that we bought or purchased. That really is saying something, and that's probably why people like that in those type of bands went after that sound. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to talking a little bit more about that with you. We're going to go to a commercial here in a couple seconds, and yeah, let's definitely we'll pick right back up on the Tone King aspect when we come back after this commercial.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you so much, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, this is Rodney with Enter Talk Radio, the leader in music business talk. Wanted to thank Pitbull Audio, an absolutely amazing company. You're going to find every single product you can imagine on their awesome website. And then also want to thank SIR Music Rentals, who's been just the leader in music rentals and tours.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Hey everyone, this is Rodney Elliott on EnterTalk Radio, leader in music business talk. Just wanted to also thank Pitbull Audio and SIR for their amazing sponsorship. So yeah, we got CEO and founder of, now we're talking not just about guitars, but we're moving into Tone King, which is an amazing amp company, and we're talking to Michael Bernstein. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great.
Cool.
Thanks.
So yeah, getting back right into the products. So yeah, tell me a little bit. As soon as you go online, you're seeing Mark IIs, as in there were earlier models that don't exist, and then they're just more pushing the Mark II versions. How did that happen? Like as soon as you go online and you look up products, the things that you see are the Mark IIs of. So is that just like they're the second versions of the earlier versions that came out?
Yeah, I think that Mark Bartel, again, Tone King, the products, as I mentioned before, we consider these classic products. So
yes. With a very classic retro look, of course.
Yeah, so one of Mark's original products was a product called the Imperial,
okay,
which is virtually unchanged in the 20-plus years.
Nice.
Except we've updated based on some new technology that Mark has developed, primarily around the attenuation side.
Okay.
So one of the signature elements of almost all of our Tone King amps now is they have built-in attenuators, and I'm gonna resist straying outside of my technical know-how because I'm not an engineer and I'm not a super high-end gear geek, believe it or not. But the attenuation features on all of these products, are fantastic elements. So when Mark developed the Imperial 20 years ago, it didn't have the attenuator. This year, we launched the Mark II version of our Royalist, which is more of a British-inspired amp, and that now contains our new, what we call the Iron Man 2 attenuator, as well as some other features that we think make the amp just a more fully realized version of where Mark is in his latest technology.
Nice. And is Mark, again, the person that's making the choices for the actual look of the amp aside from the amazing sounds that he's coming with?
He's the designer.
Perfect. Yep. And also, speaker-wise, I'm seeing that there's a Tone King Blue speaker. It's called a 33. What is that speaker? Is that something that is being made for, or is that just something that you guys you like and then you ended up?
No, it's designed to Mark's and our specifications,
Nice.
And so it's it's in the vintage style family, but it's something that it helps us with our signature sound.
Love it. And something I noticed about the amps, and again, you nailed it right about the attenuator, was just the tones and sounds that I got at low volumes when you're at a booth and you're not actually able to like rock it on stage in 10, which most people would never do anyways. But the tone and sounds that I were getting out of them were amazing. The high ends and the brights and the low ends and how they were able to hold their own and be warm. I mean, is there aspects of different tubes that they're using? Are you having the same company for the tubes on every one of them, or is that all specific to each amp?
Well, the types of tubes or the size and the power of the tubes are different depending upon the amp, and the manufacturer is common. We source most of our tubes. It's really in the circuit design,
Okay.
And then the attenuation technology that Mark's developed, which again is outside of my pay grade to understand it, how it works, other than it works. And, I think that most people who play and are enthusiasts for our Tone King products swear that the attenuator is the best that they've played on the market. It's very transparent, virtually no degradation of the tone. regardless of output. So
sure,
it's exactly what you want from an attenuator. And we launched this year a standalone attenuator called the Iron Man 2.
Love it.
So people have that even if they don't own a Tone King amp.
Yeah, no, that having a good brick is just one of the most important things to keeping volumes low on stage or like in the studio. They, you don't need to kill an awesome ribbon mic by blasting it and blowing them. Another aspect that I was curious about, I do notice that they're using Celestions in some of the, like the Sky King. Is that again just there's different speakers per amp, so that they whatever they liked is the ones that they moved forward on for the spec of that amp?
Exactly. It's really based on where can we get the tonal performance that we desire from the amp. And it may not, sometimes those practices are not necessarily what you call production friendly, but I think that's less important than making sure the product is the right product. So
sure.
when Mark comes out with a product and he specs, whether it's the tubes, the transformers, or the speakers, even the cabinets. I mean, you can see the cabinets that he uses are, they're not a traditional cabinet. We do buy them from a third-party manufacturer, but
okay.
They're a very high-quality manufacturer who can make them to our specifications. And Mark puts great care into the cabinet design in terms of the kind of wood and the joints. And it's not just a box. It's an essential part of the amplifier itself. Well,
the Falcon, for instance, which, by the way, it's like a greenish-blue one. I one day need to have this amp, but I love this whole, like, it looked like an old TV. And I don't know
cool. Yeah.
how where the design came from, other than it just looks like some 50s TV. It's just so rad. And then having the sound and quality that you get out of such a small amp, but then also keeping the wattage down because it was only like a 20-watt amp or something like that. I mean, it's just, I really loved the way they came across with this. And you have, like, a whole wall of different amps. I just wanted to hear them all and play them all. I mean, I just, again, I became an uber fan of the way the quality on top of just these cool old style but new looks. They have been a very, very interesting and essential part of just grabbing my interest, because a lot of people are interested in different things for different reasons. And I think it caught my eye, and then, of course, walked over and caught my ear. Do you have any of the Tone Kings yourself that you swear by and you love, and it's like one of your favorite amps that you play through?
So I have a Royalist for my British style amp in my rig. Not that my rig is that fancy. And I've had Falcon, and again, the Falcon, and then last year we came out with the Falcon Grande, which is a 20 watt. The Falcon's 12 watts. The Falcon Grande is 20 watts with a few other features. That's it. I can't keep it. Every time I have one and somebody comes over and plays it, they leave with it.
Yeah. I need the green one. I have a green guitar, and I need one. Like it's on my wish list someday. Now, getting back to the Royalist, you have version 1, which is the combo amp, and version 2, which is the totally kick-ass head and cabinet, which both still have major, really, really cool retro looks with a lot of English qualities, we'll say. Were those two different options because of tone and sound, or did they just want to be able to leave it up to, depending on the person, they want to have a cabinet and a head compared to an actual?
It's more the latter.
Okay.
They perform equally in a blind test. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. It's more a matter of convenience and how would the customer like the packaging.
Sure.
Some people, have cabinets they swear by, and they're not interested in, and they want the head. Or
you'll take it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
Yeah, we find it internationally. It seems like combos are very important, whereas domestically, people are are more interested in separate heads and cabinets.
Well, I'm definitely a combo person. I had the Marshalls and the Mesa Boogies, and I grew up with the 412 cab in the head until my back as I got older. So, yeah, maybe not so. And, of course, then the combo amps. You got the 112s or the 212s. I'm like, yeah, maybe just 112 is fine. And you just keep going down and down and down in size. And, of course, maybe that's why the Falcons.
That's why you like the Falcons.
They just kind of, but there was something about it. Like I said, it just reminded me like this really cool old vintage 50s TV or something. And it literally is the amp. They made the breather area in the back sideways instead up and down is just a different aspect of, and does it sound different? Well, it has just its own quality to me. It didn't sound different because it was sideways. It just looked cool and something new and unique, So I really like that a lot. And then the idea that you made the Iron Man 2 Mini, that just makes all the sense in the world because of the quality of the products that you're making. You're able to, if someone's already sold on their amp, but they want to be able to have that to keep their volumes down and not lose and have any degradation is great. So, yeah, Mike, we're going to go to another commercial real quick, and we're going to be back just a few more seconds with you.
Great.
So, yeah, this is Rodney Elliott on EnterTalk Radio, the leader in music business talk. Wanted to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR Rental again for their awesome products.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Hi, this is Rodney Elliott on Inner Talk Radio, the leader in music business talk. Wanted to thank Pitbull Audio and SIR Rentals for being such amazing companies and blessing us. I am really excited to talk a little bit more with CEO and founder Michael Bernstein. How are you doing, brother?
Doing great.
So yeah, moving on, I'm really excited to talk now about the 2-Rock amps. We have several different versions that we got: the Cardiff, the Crystal, the Coral, the Sensor, the Studio Pro, the Classic Reverb, and then of course we're just, the cabinets and everything. So where did they come into play, and how far on were you when they ended up joining in?
So 2-Rock joined about a year after I started PBG, and 2-Rock has a very unique heritage within the industry. They don't come from the vintage realm. They started off making very high-end amps for a very selective audience, I would say. They were built in the style of Dumbo amps somewhere, or super modified Fenders. 2-Rock was very successful in I think attracting a lot of very high, noteworthy musicians who are really into their gear and really are particular about their tone. And so over the years, we've evolved the brand, and we now have the line defined in a way that we think really makes good sense for the people that should be interested in 2-Rock. So.
Well, someone such as John Mayer to like that. This is a guy making hit record after hit record, hit songs, playing stadiums, could have anyone on the whole planet. So that's just saying something, just him alone. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about some of the most amazing musicians that are out there. So, yeah, let's move on to the actual products themselves, such as like the Cardiff has more of it doesn't really, I don't want to say modern or new. It's almost its own unique aspect to it. It's very simple, which I think is maybe the thing that I liked about it.
Yeah, I think the way to probably think about the 2-Rock overall, and then how each product fits is every 2-Rock product, regardless of which one it is, has certain attributes that are going to carry through. There's a sonic clarity around it, so that they're all very articulate amps, and then they all provide a very what we call a three-dimensional sound to them. So when you play and you hear a 2-Rock amp, it fills the space, and you really hear it, whether you're driving it hard and saturating it or playing it clean. And so then recognizing that is the 2-Rock sound, if there is a 2-Rock sound, each amp has its own purpose, so to speak. So the Cardiff, which is our newest, is our first real, what I would say, British-inspired, EO84 based. So it has a little more chime to it, and it gets a little grittier, but it's still a very loud, articulate, full bloom tone to it. And it's unusual for us in that it's a very simple amp to use. Most 2-Rock amps have a lot of features, so you can really dial in your tones. So this was a way for us to offer a more simple platform and something a little different.
And that will only come in the head and cabinet version?
Combo coming, will start shipping in late August, September.
Nice. And then moving on to the Crystal, that one is a combo, and even the knobs are a little different on it. What would give the characteristics of that one a little different? Would that just be like the ultimate clean amp, I guess you would say?
That's exactly it. I mean, the Crystal is the what I would say is our top of the line amp in terms of somebody who wants a big, clean platform. Very big, bold sound, lots of headroom, and plus, as a single channel, has a lot of ability to dial it in and give and a good pedal platform. But it's the way that we dressed it with the big knobs and some other features. I mean, it's a beautiful piece, and it's meant to be kind of the crown jewel of the line.
Yeah, I really loved it. And then moving on to the choral, that's just really singing to me and saying, you know, British and very Marshall-esque or Mesa-esque. I mean, it just has a very similar feel to, and the distortions, of course, having the 6L6s and, you know, being able to have the rectifier too. I mean, you can tell when we even first started talking about these amps that they detail-oriented each one just to make sure that they were, whatever the people that were looking for a specific tone and sound, well, here's this version of this amp, and here's this version. So even like the sensor, what would you consider the sensor to be like?
You know, the sensor is a kind of what we would say, I wouldn't call it entry level, but it's our early platform of a 2-channel. It has a, you know, gain and lead, and it allows a lot of versatility. So again, you get what we consider to be a traditional unsaturated tone, but then you can really drive the sensor hard. It's funny, a lot of people who play the sensor, it's probably the least recognized of all of our products. It gets overshadowed by our Studio Pro, which is a classic, or the Crystal.
Sure.
But the people that play the sensor, it's like the hidden gem in our line.
It seems similar to like the working man amp. You know, it'll do everything well.
This is exactly. It's meant to be the most versatile of the amps. If you're not a big pedal person, not that it doesn't take pedals well,
sure.
But there are a lot of players that, you know, they want to get the tone from the amp and the guitar.
Sure.
And this really gives a lot of that.
Love it. And then the Studio Pro, what about that one?
Yeah, that's our best-selling model. It really, you can do a lot with this amp. It's a single-channel clean platform. It's terrific for pedals. And, you know, any type of music that you play, you can get a great tone from that. So
nice.
That's been our clear bestseller for several years now.
And then the Two-Rock Classic, would you consider that one also be a great working man type amp that does a lot of different aspects so that they're not just looking for one specific thing, but also has like amazing reverb, obviously?
Yeah, all of the Two-Rock amps are designed to be versatile. I mean, these are, you know, they're not cheap amps. These are not, you know, you're buying a Two-Rock, you're making somewhat of an investment.
Sure.
And they're intended to be particularly geared to the accomplished musician, studio musician, touring pro who needs to be able to have one amp do multiple things.
Love it.
Now, some like that in a 2-channel construction, cascading gain. Others like it in a single channel and use pedals.
Right.
So we offer the full range of those options.
Now, what about the cabinets? The two cabinets that I see are both open back. Do you make closed back also if a person wants it, or are those specifically open because of the way they sing with the amp?
Yeah, specifically open.
Yeah. That's exactly the first thing you think when you see a lot of open backs, is because the amp itself sings and they just sound so much better that way with them. So, But yeah, I'm really curious to know, did they have a specific speaker that they're using?
We have a speaker that we've designed. It's an OEM speaker that's built to our specifications.
Love it.
And then we do offer upgrades. Occasionally people want to put in a more name brand speaker, and we can do that.
Very cool. Well, we're going to go to another commercial here. Oh, no. This is the end of our show. I can't believe we just went through an entire show that quick because we were talking so much about the product that I love. See how that works, Mike? We were talking about how are we going to talk so long. We really want to thank you again, Mike, for being on the show, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.